Hello everyone, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. So last time we did a flyby of Minmus and launched a couple of satellites out there. So today we can carry on. Okay, so we've got a rendezvous mission, so we need to rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of Minmus, and we have to transfer crew. The rendezvous would be easy, we could just use a probe we've already stuck out there. Transferring crew, we need to do 2 launches to get that. And that's our next major one, so let's pick that up. Science data from the surface of Minmus, we're certainly going to get that at some point. Green sandstone on Minmus, let's pick that one up. Scientific data from space around the moon, that should be quite easy. And we've got a rescue mission on the surface of the moon. Probably going to pick that one up for a longer term thing. We can always fit that into, we need to return to the moon anyway to get moon rocks, so we can grab that. Alright, so we've got enough points for 4 things. Can do some very different ends of everything. I'm going to pick up some more power so that now when we stick power on the actual lander module, we can have decent power. I'm also going to pick up advanced exploration. Gives us another sciencey doodad and some better storage modules so we can do more sciencey things. Then at the other end, going for big things, going to get a set of larger engines, and then finish off with the advanced fuel systems, the larger fuel tanks. Right, so we're going to have to send 2 launches, and to me that means we need another pilot. We've got 2 pilots, 2 engineers, 2 pilots, 2 engineers. We can round things off and get 2 scientists. Okay, so before we forget, let's put on our last upgrades that we needed to do. So we've got solar panels that extend out. These are the retractable ones, so I can pull them back in if it's going to be a bit awkward on the lander. So then just going to put on a communicatron so that we have the ability to communicate. Just going to lengthen this a tiny bit so we can put in that container. And we have a ladder attached just to make coming going a little bit easier. Then in our new little module we can just stack in a load of these science things. And then the idea is going to be that we are going to launch 2 separate missions of pretty much the same launcher. They can both head out to Minmus, they can rendezvous in Minmus, swap crews over, and then probably they're both going to land on Minmus in separate areas and see what science we can get. To begin with, I'm going to put my rookie pilot with the rookie scientist. I'm just going to make a quick change here, thanks to some things that Coconut pointed out to me. Mostly that I'm going to, if I'm doing a mission without a scientist, without an engineer, which this launch is going to have, then I need a lot of these photovoltaic panels. So I've got 1 photovoltaic panel for each of the science experiments and the module. Spare 1 for the lamp, don't know if the lamp needs one, but bring the lamp anyway. An extra science module. So this launch was still having Filner and Luton. Yeah, so launch number 1, let's go. Stage 1. Out of the atmosphere, can get rid of the fairing and now attempt to circularize. One of the solar panels broke, I'm assuming the fairing clipped it. But 2 are extended, as is our communication system. Circularized, and then a little bit more. Just going to EVA with Luton and do a science experiment. There we go. So space near Kerbin. Okay, plugged in a maneuver. And stage. Ignite these boosters. Here. On our way. Gonna zip past it, so we're gonna need to use a fair bit of fuel to brake, but that's alright. That's the first stage on its way. going to take 4 days to get there, so we may as well jump over to our other launch. Here's the other launch, pretty much identical, just with a different pair. This time I will take an engineer, partially just to see what the difference in the science output is between deploying with an engineer and deploying without. So here I'll take Kazu and Subus. Otherwise the plan is exactly the same. So let's kick this one off. Stage. We can get rid of the fairing. Again, that broke one of the power units, but not the other two. Do now have an engineer, so I can try and repair that. I'm going to do an EVA with our engineer, though. Oh, we don't have a EVA repair kit, do we? No, I didn't bring an EVA repair kit with me. Okay, so we can't actually repair. Okay, plotted in another maneuver to give us a very similar orbit. And let's see if we can catch up. This stage actually did a lot better on the orbital injection. We now have enough fuel to reach Minmus intercept on the first stage. Yeah, so this one has Minmus intercept in 4 days, 5 hours, so the other one's going to reach it first. Yeah, this one's got a much more direct course. That's fine, we'll just warp to there. Yay, then we do our braking maneuver. There we go. And I'm going to leave it in this very eccentric orbit. Might make making the intercept a little bit easier. And I'm just going to perform EVA science while I'm here. There we go. So got in space high over Minmus. And then this crew can just wait around for a day while the other crew catches up. Okay. I don't know if this stage has enough to break us. Nope, not quite. It's fine, we can decouple that, ignite the next burners, push us away from that stage, and complete the circularization. Cool, that is us circularized. Now we just need to rendezvous with the other craft and transfer the crew. So it's going to be the engineers swapping out with the scientist. Yeah, got a maneuver that puts us within half a kilometre at only 25 meters per second relative velocity. Very easy to do intercepts around Minmus, because if you're anywhere near the outside of Minmus, the orbital velocities are really, really low. Just adjusting it a little bit with RCS. There we go. Okay. It's got a 2-day orbit to get there, but that is fine. Okay, we are currently set in for a 15 meter intercept. This is already counted for Rendezvous 2 vessels, so I'm just going to get them a little bit closer so it's easier to transfer the crew. There we go. Stationary with respect to each other. Left them at 80 meters out just so they don't collide. Right. Now I just need to do a crew transfer, so Suvas the engineer is going to hop out. Alright. Then Luton can pop out. Let's get her to start drifting towards the other pod. Suvas can nip around to the side that has the door. There we go, crew transfer is done. As far as the mission's concerned, as far as I'm concerned, we should probably get Luton here into the pod. Perfect. Okay, then this one here, the one with Kazu and Luton, is going to be the first one to land. It's going to burn retrograde. pushes us away from the other pod, nicely slows us down. I'm just going to pop back to the Space Center to check where we should be able to get green sandstone from. So renaming these so I can tell the difference. This is Luna A, is the one that's currently on its way to land. Okay, the flats, the Great Flats or the Greater Flats, so we just need to land on one of the flats areas. We should be able to find some green sandstone. Okay, and the next sort of story mission is to dock 2 vessels on or around the moon and to rendezvous 2 vessels in orbit of the moon. So pick that up while we've got it, but that'll be for next time. For now though, let's see if we can get us some space rock. And that should give us a good position to set down over the flats. So I've killed our horizontal velocity. We have more than enough fuel in this stage, so I'm going to do the same thing as before, just use this until we're near the ground and then jettison. Deploy the gears so I don't forget to do that. Don't need to withdraw the solar panels because there's really no risk of hitting anything on this. We really have massively overkilled it on fuel, but that's fine. Drop that stage off. I'm just gonna move us a little bit so we don't land straight on top of that stage. That stage hit with a low enough velocity that it didn't actually break. You can just go for a nice gentle touchdown. And this is really one of the easiest planets to land on, if not the easiest. Alright, there we go. We have set down. Time to do our science thing. So we can get crew report, material survey, goo. We're on the greater flats here. Pressure and temperature. Alright, can extend the ladder. Just make some things a bit easier. Now it's Luton's time to shine. Okay, Luton decided to grab on the ladder upside down. That is fine, I suppose. And pop. Oh, then EVA science report. Probably not edible. And do the EVA science, which is smacking a golf ball. Whee! Always the best bit about Minmus is that's how far you jump. Alright, plant the flag here. So just note that this is the greater flats. Alright, so we've still got a couple of jobs here. We need to set up our science stations. And we need to find one of those moon rocks. So I can't take the science equipment's too heavy for that. Okay, so I need to not have the EVA kit on. That's fine for now. I'm just going to keep the EVA kit and see if I can get a rock. So I think I can see one over there. Alright, using the jetpack should be a lot faster than any other method of moving around. This looks like a space rock to me. Ah, there we go, it's on the Kerbal. There we go, got it. Perfect. Cool, so I can place that there. Very cute little animations they've got. Okay, that is a solar panel all up and running. Good, I don't actually need to climb up each time. She can access as long as she's just near the modules. Okay, there's the control unit down. Okay, that seems to be set up for that one. I'll go get the other unit sorted. Okay, the weather station is deployed. Okay, I can't use the weather module without an atmosphere. Good to know. Okay, so put the other module is generating 0.07 science per hour. Since we brought one all the way out here, I'm also just going to set up a lamp. Nudge the lamp over because it's falling down. Okay, the lamp can go there. Nice. Okay, little lamp there shining on all our various things. Okay, that's this landing all sorted. So Luton can get her jetpack back. Just makes for a bit of an easier re-entry. Can absolutely re-enter without the jetpack on Minmus, just have to jump. Cool, that's us got a bunch of science. Now what I am going to do is collect all of the science into the science return module. Then pretty much if we take straight off, that will more or less start us on the way back to Kerbin. So just to make things easy, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Alright, we're up. Gears in. May as well retract the ladder. Okay, so we've got a bit of a moon encounter on the way back, but otherwise it should be about 35-37 kilometers. But that's not for another 4 days. Yeah, 3 days till the moon encounter, 4 days until the planet encounter, so we've got plenty of time to get the lunar bee down. Yeah, so our only thing to bear in mind here is we want to land anywhere except where we just set down. And while we're in a very low orbit, I may as well send Subus out to do some sciencing. Here we go, space near Minmus. Never actually had a EVA over the Greater Flat, so we can grab that. There we go. Minmus's flat EVA reports. We've got a nice flat area here. I'm just going to set us down on. Yeah, now I just got a 10-kilometer gentle fall. And just stage. Slightly collided that. No damage, that's all good. Okay, drop that one a little bit higher, so it did get destroyed. It's partially destroyed on landing. Nothing too bad, really. Just watching the shadow as a reference. There we go, nicely set down. And we are all good. Science time. Okay, this is apparently the lowlands. Yeah, and Subus can go down. Although I do know that you can get all Kerbals to put down a flag when you land and they all get experience. I'm not really bothering with that here. It's just a bit too faffy, a bit too fiddly for me. Alright, cool. Because I've got an engineer, I can deploy these things remotely. But apparently it doesn't count as far as things working well. Can deploy it remotely, but the photovoltaic panels work better if they're deployed by an engineer Kerbal. While that's setting up, get the EVA report, surface sample. This is also not a delicious dessert product. See how well Subus can do her thing as she's about to chip the golf ball into the photovoltaic panel. That is a bad idea. Very nice that there's now really a good reason to have all the different types of Kerbals. I think I'm definitely going to design a 3-person lander a lot sooner than I ordinarily do. Yeah, so because an engineer deployed that panel, I get 2 power out of it. So I can deploy the science kit. Alright, I can lay them out and then maybe. Well, some things are falling down, it's all a bit awkward, but okay, now it's activating now that they've put it down. So I can just like unload all the stuff using an engineer, then get a scientist to deploy it. It's pretty cool. So that's generating 7.03. I think they're generating the same, probably because the scientist was completely unskilled, maybe. Either way, we've got plenty of power. These bloody power lights really don't like staying standing. There we go. And before I forget, plant the flag. So this is the Minmus lowlands. Here we go, set up some long-term science experiments. And over there we've got our rather unfortunately landed booster stage. Got precisely how far they jump on Minmus. It's a little bit high. Right. Grab a jetpack. Might as well grab a parachute as well, actually. Alright. Time to close the bays. Collect all the data. And again, we're pretty much set up so that if we do a pure vertical takeoff, that should put us nicely towards landing at Kerbin. So let's try and do that. Nice and gently at first. I don't want to damage the science experiments we've left. And then just full burn. I'm not sure what was exploding there. Something started to explode. Hope it wasn't experiments we left behind. Shit. Then massively overshot, so I wasn't paying attention. That's fine. Got plenty of Delta V. It's not going to be an issue. And then we are landing back at Kerbin in 9 days' time, so the other pod is significantly faster than us. I'm just going to check the altitude's good. 25k will do. Okay, gears in. Now we just need to bring these two home. So we're at 9 days, so let's switch over to the other one. Yeah, this one's actually on an escape from Kerbin trajectory. That's all set in, so 3 days' time we should be able to land. Ever so slight moon encounter. Let's burn off nearly all of our fuel. Trap the antenna so it doesn't snap off on re-entry. Overshot a little bit, but still 23 kilometre, not too bad. Yeah, entering the atmosphere, so going to decouple those. Just keeping those around so that we had the solar panels until we were re-entering. So it should be quite nice and easy re-entry. Oof. Something exploded, I don't know what it was. That wasn't the... Oh, one of the goo canisters exploded. That's fine because I withdrew all the science beforehand. Let's recover that. 800 science from that mission alone. 3 grand worth of recovered stuff. Luton is now level 2. It's got Explore Minmus, all the various components of Explore Minmus, as well as suborbital spaceflight, landed on surface, walked, planted flag, initiated the first flyby of the sun because we were technically on a Kerbin escape orbit there, and returned home. Got the green sandstone back with us, that was 100 grand. Science from Minmus, about 85 grand, that puts us over 2 million, looking very, very good. Let's go back and land the other one. Yeah, got another maneuver that puts us down very nicely into a very circular orbit for our circularization burn. That's that stage all burnt out. Yeah, approaching atmosphere, so chuck off those stages. A nice easy re-entry. coming out of heating effects at 20 kilometers up. There we go. One landed spaceship. Fantastic. 750 science from that lot. 4,000, nearly 5,000 grand. Sorry, 5 grand. I'm guessing mostly because this one didn't explode its goo module. And both Filner and Subus are now level 2. That gives us 1,600 to science to play with, which is going to buy us a lot of the tree. We can really start advancing up next time. I think next time we've got a number of missions lined up for the moon. So we've got to rescue someone from the moon. We have to go back to get our moonstone, got science data, and we've also got this Dock 2 vessels in or around the moon. And I think our docking module next time, our landing module, is probably going to be a upgrade to move to the 3-man, because that is really useful now with all of this breaking ground stuff. But all of that is going to have to wait till next time. But if you enjoyed this, please do leave a like, comment, share it. Everything really does help these videos. And otherwise, I hope to catch you next time. Until then, remember to be kind to yourself and everyone else. Cheers.